Welcome back to the IdleTalk minis, and today I'm just gonna talk to you. Get some things off my mind. First, I want to talk to you guys about. Oh, I need to mute my phone first and foremost. But the Nun 2 mini I made, so I was making the clips for that as the cops drive by, excuse me. So I was making the clips for that, right? I realized, I'm like, there's this annoying rattling coming from the camera. Is because the table that I'm on is, I don't know, I guess it's not sturdy, but it is sturdy. But there's some things that I can hook on a strap so I could kind of carry my camera around my neck. And since I don't use that, those things aren't being used. So it kept making this rattling noise. And I was trying to figure out, like, how the fuck is this microphone picking up? Like, what is, how is this picking up that? And it wasn't. It was because I was editing the Nun 2 mini with the camera audio, and I did not think anything of it because the iPad Air 4 that I have, so it's like one iPad generation behind. Those speakers are so good that like I couldn't tell it was the camera audio, so I just felt like, oh, this sounds pretty nice coming from these speakers, and it sounded kind of how this sounds, but I just kept hearing that rattling like as I was editing, making those clips, and I tried to cut it out as much as I could, and then I didn't realize until I was looking at the file as I was editing. I realized I uploaded the YouTube video version. It hadn't gone live yet, but I realized that it had the camera audio and not the mic audio, and so I had to go and re-edit that entire mini with the right audio, and it worked. It was amazing. It was a good mistake to realize because I had it uploaded and I just hadn't hit publish yet. I hadn't made a thumbnail, so that not making the thumbnail delayed that, and it usually takes me like a minute to make the thumbnails. I take a screen grab and I just blur it a little bit, and I put an alternate title in the thumbnail itself. But that was something funny that I had run into doing that, and I think I like to open up this mini outside of that story just like with gratitude and the message of like, do not wait for the right time to start anything. So I'm gonna take that message and directly put it into my niche, which is podcasting in general. So if you wanted to start your own and you're curious about doing any of that stuff, there's no right time to do that. You just have to start it and go. And I kind of came to that conclusion because yesterday, so I'm gonna drop this the same day, the audio mostly first, and then the video after. But I went to see a live reading of Jessie Reyez' new poetry book, and it's one thing just to go out and support your favorite artist or somebody in a concert, right? Because there's that barrier. There's like, they're on a stage, and if you're in the front row, there's still a lot of travel time from where they are to where you are. But this poetry reading was uniquely, a wholeheartedly different experience because she was right there. Like, when you put things in perspective, when things start to click and you're trying to appreciate something in the moment, it's like, I'm like, this is the closest I've ever been to this person. And I've been listening to her music for a while now, and just being there with like her community, which was a little bit different because every single one of those people in there were like die-hard Jessie Reyez fans, and I was just like, I lucked out on getting a ticket because I follow one of her fan pages because they liked something that I made Jessie Reyez related, and then I followed them, and then that's how I kind of stumbled upon this page, and it was because of them who they post like before even she can post about, like, they posted about these events, and I snagged my ticket and I got my free copy of it, and I got it signed. It's pretty cool. But if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have gotten an opportunity to kind of be in that same room and in that moment. So I was like very grateful for that, and I think a lot of the themes and messages from that day, not even just the book itself, because I have yet to read all of it, but it was just expressing gratitude. And I think I wanted to open that too because shout out to Spain, man. Spain has been keeping the streams and the downloads consistent for over a year now, and this summer we didn't post because we were doing all a bunch of things like outside of IdleTalk, and so Spain really really kept us going through into the fall now that we've been kind of doing episodes towards the end of the summer. But it was really cool to kind of see how Spain rock with us, even though we didn't really post anything new. So Spain likes the mini, Spain likes the main episode. So Spain, shout out to Spain. I'm really appreciative of them. Outside of the U.S., they're our biggest country that listens to us. So I think that's pretty cool. I think this might just be a general message to anybody else who makes content and does content. Take a step back and look that like the US isn't as big as it feels like sometimes, that you can push out your content to other places. It's such an interesting thing to realize in the moment, especially in the summertime, that I took some time to focus on my career for a little bit and work with like international students and see how they've been brought up and how they view the world differently and how they do things differently. I think it's just amazing that like getting that experience firsthand and then always knowing that Spain is out there listening to what we're putting out is actually pretty awesome to think about. And shout out to them. I just can't really put into any more words like how appreciative I am of them, because every week I look at the report and it'll be like US, Spain, and then you can interchange a bunch of countries that stream it, maybe by accident or maybe they just stumbled upon. We got recommended somewhere. I feel like every podcast does get recommended to somebody at least once, so we get that first time listener. But Spain has been there for a while, and I'm very appreciative of that. And today's the 17th, I believe, the 17th of October, and it is the official publishing day for the Words of a Goat Princess by Jessie Reyez. So I got mine signed. Look how cool it is. And she was talking about her favorite poem. It at this moment was the last one, number 43, and I'm not gonna read it to you but I will put in just some of the readings that she did because she read it live. I will put in that towards the end of this episode, and if you're on YouTube, you will see the videos that I took. If you're listening to this on podcast platforms, I'm just gonna strip the audio of it and call that a day. But the last poem is called this number 43, A Goat, and she has these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things at the end, and this is I am, and it's up to you to fill that out, and kind of complete the poem. So she said that it was a nod towards just her appreciation of the community that she has built over the years, and that support her and ride with her for that. So I think that's the biggest takeaway. And being there in the moment yesterday, I was telling my sister all about it, all excited, and she's like, who'd you go with? I was like, I went by myself because I can do things on my own. Like, if it wasn't for Christian, shout out to Christian, I would be going to the movies by myself. But now I kind of grown used to like me, my sister, Christian, going to the movies, and so I kind of like want to do that more. But if it weren't for Christian, I'd probably be at the movies by myself every single day at like 10 a.m. when they first opened or something like that. So that's the moral of that part of the tangent, I guess, is to go out and do things on your own. You don't have to go with somebody. You don't have to beg and plead with your friends to accompany you to something, when you can go out and you can meet a bunch of cool people and be forced to do that, I guess. But I guess I'll wrap up this mini today. I don't want it to be too long. I'm wearing my Insane Lab shirt, so don't forget, code ILX IdleTalk saves you a bunch of money. 45%. That's actually a lot more than the usual 20% codes that we get. So go save some money. But other than that, again, much love to Spain. Like, you don't know how much I appreciate you. Like, just like taking the time, taking the step back to kind of like look at these numbers and like come to the conclusion that these are people like taking the time out of their day to listen to whatever the hell I'm gonna put out is actually kind of awesome. So I'm really appreciative of that, because you don't have to do all that. So shout out to Spain. They've been number 2 for a very long time. But also just shout out to the people who I know personally that listen to the show, and to the people that may not think that, I don't know what I'm trying to say. But shout out to everybody who just listens to the show pretty much. And we will be back soon as we try to get some things shuffled around and figured out. But Avery has been awesome statistically wise. You guys are tuning in to kind of just be there, be with us. That the YouTube video has done pretty well. So that's pretty crazy too, that the views that the YouTube video has gotten. I mean, the minis get okay views there, and I don't know who would want to sit and watch an hour and 30 minutes of me, Jazabel, and Avery trying to do a podcast, but you did. So shout out, thank you. I think this is just an appreciation episode, to say the least. And so we will see you on the next one. Peace. Vulnerability sucks.
Edge looking down at the car wreck. The rented Lexus we got is crushed at the foot of this cliff. Topanga Canyon said today is the day, I guess. Smoke fills the air. I look to my right and my jaw drops when I see my body on the ground. And in this moment I realize I'm spirit now. I am dead. If I were carnal, I would have fainted at this point, but I am not. I am the isness now. My emotions teeter. I am the isness now. Finally, I come back to the moment. I watch thick blood slowly escape from my cracked skull onto the gray pavement, and I wonder why I listened to you when you said faster. I look for you, for your body, then your spirit, but find nothing. Then I remembered you weren't in the car, but I was drinking and thinking of you. Drinking and thinking of you, that's what resentment does. It makes you think that the poison you drink will kill them. I phoned 20 times, but I only told you once. I knew exactly what you had done and when you had done it, but had I told you what I had found, you would have turned it all around and you would have told me that I broke your trust again. And I would have said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your fuckery. Because that's what you would always do. Drug my gravity. Slingshot my tears back at me and make me apologize for your mistakes. I don't know why I used my phone to take photos of the photos I found. Photos of the evidence. Because I still chose to bite my tongue anyway. Ignored the taste of blood and still stand by your side. Now, next to you, I feel pathetic. Until I remember one of the texts I found that felt like a gift. One of the texts I read had you getting curbed by another woman. And I laugh. And I get to soothe my ego for a split second. And bask in the rejection that you suffered from another. And find relief and revel in someone deeming you unworthy. But then the anesthesia wears off and I remember that's what you do to me. And the bubble bursts. And the tears are let loose again. Tears that blur my vision. And I don't wipe them away. And I choose to be blind. And I cry. I cry without telling you why. That's once. To y'all motherfuckers. Love you. Love you too, man. To you, my unknown life support. Without you, I am nothing. Without you, my painting has no frame. Without you, my wick has no flame. Without you, my name has no claim to fame. Without you, my parents would still be afraid of a child who just floats. Afraid of a child who just roams the world without purpose. And though art has always been my home, without you, my home would have no heat. So as a gift to those who have made the bricks that have built my life, I give you the gift that has changed mine. The power of the tongue and the power of the word that is of profound worth when uttered daily, regardless of conviction. Because I have learned that repetition is what holds the elixir, so I give you a goat, an offering, a talisman, a wish list, a future unmanifested, and the proposition of practicing this beautiful magic together. Fill in the spaces, build your castle, paint your masterpiece, mend your heart, and ascend to where you belong, because we are children of expression and we are here to blossom. I am times 5 once a day for 21 days with just a sprinkle of faith. For you and I are the same. For you and I are the same, and this is how my blessings came. I hope this helps. I hope this message finds you well, and in the event that you feel stuck, I hope this letter shifts your luck. With love and infinite gratitude, Jessie.